What is going on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome back. After 2 days away, it's time to start a 6-day streaming week of goodness here on DSP Gaming. And on today's show, we've got a lot to get caught up on, including what I did during my days off, what happened back on Thursday with a really awesome streaming day and what that's going to lead to. We've got an update on when people can pre-order the Switch 2, and I've got a game plan for it. Plus, of course, we want to talk about all the fun stuff coming up this week and an update on Skyblivion now that Elder Scrolls Oblivion seems to be having a formal remake from Bethesda. So, we got a ton to talk about. Great week coming up. All this and more on today's week starting edition of the Level 1 podcast.
Because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo! Because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Oh!
What's up? Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, the 20th of April, 2025. To some, today is Easter. So happy Easter to everyone out there who celebrates it, whether it's a religious holiday for you, where Jesus Christ has risen from the dead. Well, happy Easter to you. If it's just a family event where you have candy and you color and hide eggs and you do fun stuff that's spring related, well, happy Easter to you. To some, people just smoke weed today. I don't really get that one. But anyway, I hope you're having a good day, and I hope that you're ready for the start of a very fun week coming up. If you're wondering why I am wearing a pullover again, I know the weather out here is very confusing. For an entire week, it was incredibly warm, so I had to wear like short sleeve summer Hawaiian style shirts and shorts and everything. And now it's cool, rainy, and cloudy again, and it dipped 25 degrees. So it looks like this week's going to be like that too, where it's going to be up and down. Like I think around like Thursday-ish, it's actually supposed to get very warm again. So you may see my attire fluctuate back and forth a lot. If it stays too warm, I'm going to install the air conditioner. And once that happens, I'm probably going to be wearing summer clothes nonstop throughout the entire season. We'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, I don't have to put it in by the end of April, but I guess we'll find out. Sometimes I have to put it in earlier rather than later. Anyway, my allergies have picked up a bit. I got post-nasal drip. I got swelling in my throat. It sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. It happens this time of year every year. So if I have to clear my throat a little bit more today, if I sound a little gunked up, that's why, and I apologize. If it gets too bad, I can always pop an allergy pill, but usually this time of year, there's just not much you can do. Okay, sucks. So I'll tough through it. I'm here all week. It's a 6-day streaming week this week. Okay, starting today all the way through Friday, there's going to be such great variety this week. We're going to have continuing awesome playthroughs of games such as Blueprints and, yes, chill Minecraft streams like we're doing today. There's also going to be a concluding playthrough in Adamfall. Lego Nights will return. Yes, that's right. We're actually starting with Lego Nights again, and we're going to start building the awesome Piranha Plant Lego later on this week. I can't wait for that. In addition to that, near the end of the week, we got a new release, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, a game that, from all reports of people who've had a chance to play it, it's a game that combines gameplay elements from Final Fantasy X, an amazing game, with Lost Odyssey, also an amazing game. It's like putting chocolate and peanut butter together. It sounds good to me. So I'm very excited for that. And of course, Wrestlemania is going on right now. Night 1 was last night. I've already seen it. Night 2 is tonight. I'll be watching it overnight. And tomorrow is my big WrestleMania Super Show of Smart Guys that will be taking place on DSP Reacts and on DSP Gaming Reel on Kick. We'll talk about that in a little bit because it is going to be a little bit of a different schedule because of that. But I'm hoping that it'll be fun and that people will tune in. It's the longest pro wrestling show I'm basically ever going to do. And then after that, actually dependent on how that goes. My frame didn't move. I guess this moved. Here we go. Depending on how that goes, will determine if I continue to do Smart Guys as a weekly thing, if I reduce the amount I do Smart Guys, if I even do Smart Guys at all. We got to figure this out. Okay? So we will talk about this today. All right, good stuff coming up. But I hope that you all had a great couple of days away. I do. You know, when I'm away for a couple of days, it usually gives you opportunity to get caught up on stuff. And I noticed that. Like, I noticed that the last few videos that I usually put out when I have a few days away always get a boost in views and stuff like that. So I certainly hope that you guys had a chance to get caught up on all the stuff that I've been doing recently and that you've enjoyed it and that you had a safe and fun Friday and Saturday. Personally, I had a great Friday and Saturday. I got to spend a ton of time with my wife, Kat, which I've wanted to do for a while. We did a ton. We went out and had an opportunity to celebrate our anniversary a week late, but we still got to celebrate it in our own way, doing a lot of fun stuff. We had some great food. We went shopping, which was actually really nice because we haven't had a chance to do that in a while. And so we got some stuff for the house. We got some stuff for ourselves. We had amazing food. We had some more like healthy sandwiches. I had like a fish sandwich somewhere that was really good, with like jalapenos and coleslaw and all kinds of stuff. We had breakfasts. We had breakfast a couple days in a row. We had breakfasts, which usually we don't have a time to really do breakfast, but we had omelets and all kinds of fun stuff there. And then we had a amazing pizza from a wood fire pizza place. So great food for a couple of days. We went to a ton of places, like not even going to go through it, just a few stores and things like that. You know what I mean? But it was nice. You know, we got some stuff for the house. Then we got to stay home and relax a bunch. Although we did take opportunity to do some stuff around the house, some, cleaning and stuff like that. We played with Jasper Kitty a bunch, watched some TV. It was just overall a nice couple of days, which is needed, especially when you work as much as I do. To actually have some time to spend with the family is much appreciated. And I'm back today, and it's funny because I'm back and people are, oh, why are you working on Easter? Because I just had 2 days off. Oh, but it's a holiday. Okay, allow me to explain something. As you get older, you come to realize this, and perhaps if you ever get the opportunity to be your own boss, this will be even more apropos, okay? Literally, holidays are just a date. Do you get that? Like, it's not the fact that today is Easter, and so today I should have taken today off to celebrate Easter with my family because it's so important to have it on that day. It doesn't matter. What matters is having the time to celebrate with family and friends, having that time to recuperate, to have meaningful moments. That's what matters. The date doesn't matter. Get it? It just doesn't. We didn't get to celebrate our anniversary on our anniversary because we were all busy, but we had a great couple of days where we celebrated together and had a ton of fun. Did it matter that it wasn't on the exact day? Of course it didn't. Some years I have my birthday off. Some years I work on my birthday. It's fine. All you got to do is be sure that you are spending enough time with those that matter the most to you. And as long as you are, it doesn't matter what the actual date is. It's all good. But I just love how people come up with the weirdest things. I had 2 days off. Why are you working today? Because I just had 2 days off. Well, I don't get it. You make your own schedule. Why not have a third? Why not have a fourth? Why not have a 7 days in a row? Why not have 2 months in a row? Why work ever again? Oh, yeah. Because I'm not rich. Because I actually do need to work to earn a living. It's that simple. When you are someone who puts out meaningful, positive content, you have to be putting it out at a regular pace so that people will come by and support said content. It's not like I'm some e-celebrity that people just open their wallets and toss thousands of dollars at every time that I get on stream. I'm not a harmful individual who sets out to either lie and shill to you constantly so you'll spend money on paid sponsorships and products, or sits here bullying people on the internet constantly and you get your jollies off on it. Instead, I actually have to like work, get it? And I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with who I am and and all of this. I'm really happy that I got to spend time with my wife for 2 straight days. And there'll be more of that from time to time. It's not going to be every week. Like I said, this week, it's going to be a 6-day streaming week. Try to, jump back into it full force and get into the swing of things after having that extra time off. It's all good. But in reality, I don't have to justify anything. I am me and I do things my way. And that's that. Maybe some people do things differently and that's all good. I enjoy where I am in life. I'm happy. I'm not miserable. I'm not jealous. I'm actually pretty well off and sitting pretty right now, feeling good about myself, feeling good about my content and everything that I do. So thank you guys very much for that, allowing me to do what I love. And thanks for letting me have a couple of days off with my wife. It was very nice. Very nice. Okay. So, let's talk about what went down on Thursday, because it was a great streaming day for sure. Great support, great everything, honestly. We actually determined what our goals are going to be. Or did we? Well, we narrowed it down a bit. We'll talk about that. And then I want to talk about today. And then, of course, we're going to jump into the whole Switch stuff for this week, Skyblivion. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? All right, so Thursday was my final streaming day of last week. And it was a great day. We started off with a nice chill podcast with some fun topics. And then we jumped into Blueprints. And I really like Blueprints. I think it's a very unique, fun puzzle game. Never really played a game like it before. It keeps you thinking. It's got all kinds of different stuff to do in it that has you not only solving puzzles, but kind of linking things together from all around the mansion. Has a unique atmosphere. It has great, relaxing music. I'm really enjoying my time with the game. I think I'm 7 parts in, but roughly it's around almost 9 hours of gameplay. And I'm not even kidding you. I'm actually can't wait to play again. I'm actually craving more gameplay as Blueprints because it's such a unique game. So the funny part about it is, here I am on Wednesday night and I'm streaming the conclusion of Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. And make no mistake, it's one of the least attended, least supported streams I've done in ages. Okay. But I told everyone it would be. I knew that game basically wasn't getting much, eyes on it. And people were dying for that playthrough to end. So I'm glad that it finally did. I come back on Thursday and I play Blueprints and we've got crazy levels of support. We have people coming in, dropping subs, people coming in, doing big tips, big super chats. It was wild. All for a puzzle game, right? A puzzle game. It just goes to show it doesn't really matter what I'm doing, right? People love the content that I put out and support it no matter when or where it is. There are some exceptions, and I feel like there are going to be games where they're just not going to hold that much of an audience. I think Pirate Yakuza was one of them. I'm glad that it's over, but I did like the playthrough very much. I enjoyed it. But in the case of a game like Blueprints, it's chill fun. It's something unique and different. People come by and like it. Crazy. It was absolutely crazy because someone came by and like, dude, you got this much support for a puzzle game? I'm like, it's not necessarily the game. It's the vibe. It's the atmosphere. When I'm playing Blueprints, we're very much engaged with each other. We're talking about the puzzles. We're trying to figure stuff out together. It's just a really unique feeling that I very much am liking. So, excuse me. Great stream of Blueprints back on Thursday. Like I said, looking forward to more. In our runs here, we're unlocking more and more rooms. We actually permanently solved the puzzle of the orchard, which means every single day we're going to have 20 bonus steps now. So, to be frank, I don't think we're going to run out of steps anymore. I think it's more going to be reliant on running out of room in the mansion and stuff like that, like having dead ends. I think having 20 bonus steps, I don't think we're gonna have any issues. So, can't wait for more. I wish I was playing it today, but I want to give equal kind of attention to Minecraft and Blueprints because people absolutely love Minecraft and we're sad that it went away for so long. And I get that. But here's the truth. If Minecraft does start to slow down and or interest wanes, Minecraft will likely just become chill night streams for a while, and then we'll have other things fill in as a day stream. I think that Minecraft has done fine as a day stream for these first couple of streams, but we'll see how it works moving forward. Today's going to be, we're heading into the 5th and 6th hours of this Minecraft run for 2025. So then, Thursday night, it was finally time for my pre-Wrestlemania hype show of Smart Guys with special co-host Gahul. And for those who don't know, because a lot of people didn't, Gahul is the former co-host of a pro wrestling commentary show. He used to do it with PPP until they had a falling out, and basically he kicked him off of that show, and then it just stopped being made. Yes, I'm not kidding you. PPP has now been kicked off of 2 wrestling commentary shows. He's just not very good at it, apparently. 2 in a row. And both times for drama. History seems to be repeating itself, okay? Anyway, I'm not here to rehash drama or anything like that. You can go watch Smart Guys on the DSP Reacts channel on YouTube. That's at DSP Reacts right now in its entirety. The first hour was history and drama. And then we did 2 solid hours of great wrestling commentary. I'm getting feedback that people felt Gahul actually was the best host overall when it came to wrestling know-how and good takes on pro wrestling. However, he had the worst technical setup. For some bizarre reason, his internet connection with Discord kept getting very bad, and he kept sounding robotic and chopping up. And that sucks, because obviously when you're doing a wrestling commentary show, you need it to be consistent. You need it to be working, right? So it did suck that happened, but overall, I think the quality of the commentary was great. I think we had great chemistry going back and forth talking about wrestling, and it was a good show. So if you haven't seen it yet, I hope that you'll check it out. Now, the funny part about this is, okay, there are actual idiots on the internet saying things like, wow, Phil picked the worst co-hosts, and Phil just doesn't get it. He had an opportunity and he squandered it because he could have had Boogie or Wings of Redemption as one of the hosts. Or he could have continued into the Sector and he could have had Mersh as a host. Or he could have had so-and-so or so-and-so. And this was the big opportunity. He had all eyes on him. To which I say, wow, you guys are really fucking stupid. You don't seem to get it. All right? You really don't. I don't care about drama. When I partake in internet drama, I don't get a boost of attention. I don't get any kind of positivity or support. My audience doesn't want it. It's a waste of time. I don't understand how people don't get this yet. Really, I don't. The people who came to this channel and gave me a boost of attention back in the fall were not my audience. My audience were telling me, what are you doing? This isn't good. This is going down a path that we feel is leading you towards things we're not interested in. And we're nervous that you're going to get too involved in this and that you're not going to be able to come back. Correct? Did that not happen? I had people who were longtime viewers and fans who said, we're sorry, we're going to have to say goodbye. And what I saw happening was me now having reliance on, quite frankly, a pretty toxic audience of people who only would support me when I was doing drama content, which I didn't want to do constantly. So I got myself out of that situation. Get it? But the funny part is, doing Smart Guys the way that I just did, having the 3 hosts that I did, there was some drama. But you notice something. It wasn't the focus. It didn't derail the show. The content of the wrestling portions of the show was very good. Much better than it had been previously with my former co-host. So having the 3 variety of hosts actually worked really well, in my opinion, and it showed that Smart Guys as a wrestling commentary show has legs and can stand on its own. But that's the thing. It has to be treated like a wrestling commentary show, and it has to be supported as such. I feel like, sadly, because the show was started as a drama show, I don't know how long it has. All right. So, anyway, the show went well. We actually hit the goal. We exceeded the goal and opened 2 packs of WWE Topps cards. But let's be honest, we did that because a couple of people came by and dropped a bunch of sub bombs on the stream. It wasn't because overall people were throwing support towards Smart Guys. It was because a small group of people came by last minute and dropped a bunch of support. That's not really how it should work. Okay, just being very honest with all of you. All right. It should work where there's enough of an audience that like the content, want that content, and will support it over time. Not, oh, at the last minute, 1 or 2 people dropped by and decided to drop a couple sub bombs. So it makes me very skeptical about the show's future. Okay. To be honest, I think tomorrow, my WrestleMania Super Show might actually make or break the future of the show. If the show goes well and gets attendance and gets engagement and gets support, then maybe I'll continue doing Smart Guys regularly. If tomorrow's show ends up sputtering out and flopping, especially because it's going to be a extra long WrestleMania Super Show, all right, and I'm putting a lot of extra time and effort into this to do it for you. If this doesn't work, I might put Smart Guys on hold, on a hiatus, and come back at a future date. I might just say, that's it. The whole intention of Smart Guys was to do wrestling commentary from January to WrestleMania. That was always my intention. And then after WrestleMania, to see how it, if I got back enough into wrestling that I wanted to continue doing it. Okay. I'll be honest with everybody. I have enjoyed doing it for sure, but it gets a bit boring too when you have these bye weeks where there's not a lot going on. And what I'm thinking is maybe if I were to continue on with Smart Guys, instead of it just being Raw and SmackDown every week, I would start to alternate, and maybe other weeks, maybe one week I check out NXT just to see what NXT is like. Maybe one week I check out AEW, right? I mix it up. So it's not, hey, every single week it's just Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown. I do feel like it gets played out. And I actually felt like this show that I did on Thursday, which was a WrestleMania hype build-up show where all I did was went through each match at WrestleMania and the plots leading up to it and what I think would happen. I liked that format better than treating the show like a play-by-play results show where every week I'm just reading this match happened, this promo happened, this match happened, this promo happened. I think that gets boring. I really do. I feel like sometimes if I'm just going through the results, it's just I'm not having a good time, especially if a show was a week show. But now I have to waste time talking about it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right. But here's the thing. This all depends on tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts. Tomorrow, if Smart Guys goes well, then I will consider doing it weekly, regularly, but maybe mixing up the content. Instead of just being Raw and SmackDown, maybe we'll have alternating weeks of different content. That also goes for the hosts. So one week I may have no host. One week I may have one of the 3 hosts that have guest starred. One week I may have another one of the hosts on the show. And maybe I'll have some new hosts eventually too. Okay? So let's all see how it goes, hinging on tomorrow, and then we'll move forward. Speaking of which, I guess I should talk about it now because we're already talking about it. So here's how tomorrow's going to go. Okay? I am going to do a podcast, but it is an abridged podcast. The podcast tomorrow will start around 11:15 a.m. and will run till around noon, and then it's going offline. It's going to be a short podcast just to get everyone caught up on what happened today and if there's any gaming news, and that's it. Then the stream is going to restart over on DSP Reacts and, of course, on Kick, and it's going to be the WrestleMania Smart Guy Super Show, where for 4 hours, I'm going to talk about WrestleMania. The first 45 minutes, I'll be basically talking about my overall thoughts about the show, specific matches. Then our first guest host will arrive, Ethan Ralph. He'll be on for probably about 45 minutes discussing what he thought was the best and worst of WrestleMania, what was atrocious, what does he think about the outcomes of the big matches. After he's gone, there's going to be another kind of central hour where I talk more about my thoughts, and we are going to get Cypress TV. He cannot be on the show. Sadly, he's busy, but he's going to write me up his thoughts about WrestleMania, and we're going to read his thoughts and react to those together. I can't wait to hear his thoughts. And then at the very end of the show, probably the last half hour, Gahul's going to join us, and he's going to tell us his overall thoughts about WrestleMania. So we are going to have all 3 guest co-hosts as part of the WrestleMania Super Show tomorrow. 2 live and 1 is kind of a pre-recorded thoughts that we'll review together and respond to. Okay? So yeah, FYI, tomorrow will be the longest wrestling commentary show I have ever done. 4 hours, starting at noon, running till 4 p.m. Okay? So you see what I'm saying? Since I'm putting this much effort into Smart Guys, I seriously hope people will show up, engage, and support with that super stream, and that it will do well. If it does well, we have 5 more packs of cards to open. That's right. We have 5 more packs over there. So depending on every $100 level of support, I'll open a new pack of WWE Topps cards. Okay. And let's see how it goes. And no, there's no drama tomorrow at all. Tomorrow is going to just be discussing WrestleMania. That's it. No drama whatsoever on the show. Just wrestling talk. Okay. And for the record, that's how I am planning on conducting the show moving forward, unless there's a reason. Like, let's say I have a special new co-host on one week as a co-host of Smart Guys, and it's someone who we have interesting stuff to talk about. Then maybe the first hour of the show would be that, and then the second half would be wrestling commentary. But moving forward, I'm planning on not having drama anymore. I just want it to be about wrestling. Okay. So there you go. All right. So that's tomorrow. I hope all of you will join me on a bridged podcast here, but then head over to watch the Smart Guys WrestleMania Super Show. And hopefully it goes well. And if it does, it'll determine the future. You know, I'll say this: if it goes well tomorrow, I will not do another show on Thursday. We'll wait, and that'll be the week after that. We'll kind of do the next episode of Smart Guys, and I'll have to determine: do I want it to just be about the post WrestleMania Raw and SmackDown, or do I want it to be about maybe I'll watch some AEW and see how they're trying to compete? We'll see. We'll think about it. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. All right. So anyway, Thursday went really well. Incredibly well supported day. I was off for 2 days. I'm back today. Today we've got Minecraft continuing. If you're not aware, in Minecraft, we have dug for the first time into the mines. We already found our first diamond, which is stupendous. We found tons of redstone. We found a bunch of iron. What we got to do today is figure out what I want to do next. Okay? We got to figure out, do we want to keep digging? Do we want to go out and try to find more livestock? Do I eventually want to just figure out how to farm? I'm honestly not sure what I want to do yet. Okay, we'll talk about it today, what you guys think is best. We were doing well mining, and maybe we should just continue with that and keep looking for more diamond today, because we were actually going well. We found our first cave and fought a bunch of monsters, and we found some diamonds, so maybe we continue with that effort. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Okay. But anyway, it should be chill, relaxing, fun. And then tonight on the late stream, the continuation of Disco Elysium, our weekly stream of that game, which regularly does not get high attendance, does not get much engagement, but for some reason hits the support goal every time we play it. So we're going to continue on. Last time we had major story developments. We were able to finally investigate the dead body, and we actually moved on to the second day. And now we're doing more investigations and things like that. Okay. So, it should be a good streaming day overall. Now, how are we doing? We're at 25 out of 30 goals hit. That's right. We are halfway to our next celebratory milestone reward. When we hit 30 goals of support hit, we're going to be doing another DSP Tries It. But what won? I'll tell you what won. It's either going to be Wendy's, and the Wendy's menu is their brand new chicken sandwich, their brand new tangerine lemonade, and a frosty variation. Apparently, they have 3 new frosties. I think one is like fudge brownie, one is strawberry, and one is like caramel. So I'll get one of those. Okay. So that's one thing. Or we can get stuff from Chipotle, and Chipotle, I've never done for DSP Tries It before. So it'd be completely new. It could be a burrito. It could be a bowl. It could be tacos. It could be quesadillas. They have all of that stuff. Or my wife actually told me there's something new that apparently, let me look it up right now, that apparently Jersey Mike's has added a new spring chicken salad. So I could do Jersey Mike's as well. and try a few subs. But they just added that to their menu. It's not limited time. So I was thinking if we're going to do that, maybe we should do that in the future because the Wendy's stuff is limited time. Obviously, Chipotle isn't limited time. It's just normal menu stuff. But Chipotle actually has a new kind of chicken called like honey Chipotle chicken or something. So they have something new to try too. All right. So no matter where we go, there's going to be something new. Okay. So what do you want? We did a poll the other day between Wendy's and Chipotle. On one side of things, I think it was on the YouTube side of things, I think Chipotle won. And on the Kick side of things, Wendy's won. So because of that, it's hard to figure out what to do. You know, it seems like the audience is split. To be honest, maybe it doesn't matter what order we do it because we still have the 30 goal milestone and the 40 goal milestone. Okay. And those are before the 50. The 50 goal will be a marathon instead of a DSP tries it. So maybe it's just a matter of order. Maybe when we hit 30, we do Wendy's or Chipotle. When we hit 40, we do the other one that we didn't do yet. That could work. Okay, so let's get it going. Let's get the momentum rolling today. And let's hit the goal on the stream so we can get to 26 and another day closer to hitting that goal and doing a DSP tries it this week. Okay? All right. So let's get started by shouting out some of the support that I've received this morning. Let's start with these couple of tips, and then we'll move on to YouTube side of stuff. So far, nothing on the Kick side. It would be great if we could get some Kick support. Looks like we start off with an anonymous $1.11 tip. There was no message attached to that one. So whoever that was, thank you for the $1.11. Okay. And then there was a second $1.11 tip that also has no message. Okay. 2 tips with no message in them, but they're both $1.11. Felted Fruit Newton just did a highlighted message using their channel points on Kick. Says, I'm doing my part. Well, thank you for watching. Felted Fruit Newton. Engagement is important. So your views do help on Kick. They actually do. Legit, they do. So thank you for that. Keep in mind, I'm a Kick partner now. So views actually help me on Kick. They do. Okay. So on the YouTube side of stuff, let's get started here. So the first contribution was from DH1. It was a $10 super chat talking about why I didn't have Easter off. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about this. Okay? Holidays are just semantics. You know what I'm saying? A holiday can be celebrated whenever you want, whenever you have the time to, as long as you actually are taking the time out to celebrate whatever it may be. Then you're all good. Doesn't matter that I don't have Easter off when I just spent a whole bunch of time with my wife to celebrate our anniversary and more. It's all good. Okay, so no worries there, and thank you for that. And then DH1 actually became a member of the channel. So thank you, DH1, for joining. That does count towards our member goals here. Yes, it does. So let's get that on the leaderboard. A membership on YouTube counts as $3. So thank you so much for that. Then Jalen did a $2 super chat and says, I love the stream, Phil. Well, thank you, Jalen. I'm glad that you love the stream. Thanks for coming by and supporting it. I received an anonymous $2.54 tip. No message attached to that one. Thank you for that. Cool. So far, none of the tips have messages. I hope that that's not a glitch or something. All 3 tips that came through didn't have a message attached. Remember, if you'd like to say something in a tip, in the body of the tip, you know, the message you send with said tip, please put, your name that you want to go by and your message, and then I'll read it out live. Hopefully this is not some kind of a new glitch or error, and now there's no messages attaching to tips. You know, that would suck if that's the case. Hopefully not. Okay. All right. That's where we're at so far. Now, it would be great. We already got some tips. We already got a super chat or 2, and we already got a membership. It would be great if we could get some support going over on Kick this morning. Maybe our first sub of the day would be nice. who'd like to become a sub or gift a sub over on Kick to get that momentum going. And of course, who would like to become the top tipper? It would be $2.55 to do that. Who would like to become the top super chatter? You need to top $10. Let's get some new people on the leaderboard there, right? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. They changed it. My fault. They changed it. There is messages in the body of these tips. They moved it now, and it's in a different section, and I just found it. So my apologies to the two $1.11 tippers and the $2.54 tipper. I missed your messages, but I just scrolled down. They changed the format now. It is in there. All right, so now I can read this message from the 420 tipper. My bad. They changed it on my day off. Okay? Okay, 1 second. Because I want to play animation, a 420 animation. By the way, Firefighter over on Kick, thanks for a highlighted message. He says, we love the content. I'm glad that you do. Thank you, Firefighter, for watching on Kick. Again, the engagement actually helps me on Kick, so thank you for that. All right, so this 420 tip is from all people, Poopy Head. What would your rapper name be? What would you make? What? Forget it. It's something about a metal rod going up my ass. I'm not putting Poopy Head on the leaderboard either. I'm just gonna say anonymous. We already talked about that. So my rapper name is Philly Blunt. Okay, that would be my name, Philly Blunt. Okay, so thank you. We're now at $23 of support and climbing. Again, my apologies to the early tippers. I didn't see your messages, so I couldn't shout them out. However, now when people tip, I know that I need to scroll down, and they've changed it. Your message is now in a different section of the tip notification, and I can shout it out moving forward. So 3 people got screwed, and I'm sorry for that. I don't know why PayPal changed it, but now I see where it is. Okay, I should get it right moving forward now. Okay. All right. So we're at $23 of support. We got some tips. We got some super chats. We got a membership. We could really use some subs over on Kick. So let's do it. All right. My eye burns right now. My left eye. Okay. We got a couple of quick updates. I also want to talk about the schedule for the week. Maybe we'll do the schedule first to get it out of the way. I worked on the schedule this morning and I actually posted it up. So what I'm going to show you right now is the updated schedule, because previously it was just up to only like Tuesday, but now I've gone through it for the week. So here's what we're looking at. All right. Tomorrow, as I've already said, we're going to end the podcast early. The podcast will still start around 11:15, but only last till around 11:45, 11:50-ish. Okay. Then we're going to have the Smart Guys WrestleMania Super Show starting at noon Pacific time on DSP Reacts and on Kick. It's going to be me recapping all the matches and giving you my opinions on them. We're going to have special guests Ethan, Ralph, Cypress TV, and Gahul, all in some capacity, 2 being live, and 1 will do a recap of their thoughts, reacting to their thoughts about WrestleMania after the fact, okay? Tomorrow night, Adam Fall will conclude. That is right. We are at the very end of Adam Fall, all right? So I hope you will join me for Adam Fall's end tomorrow night. That should be great. I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends with the plot line that I've selected. I think I've gotten the best one, but I'm not sure. We'll find out tomorrow. By the way, thank you to Philip DeFranco is the best, who did a highlighted message over on Kick and says, do the Cologne reviews your fans wanted. No, since everyone made fun of me, I'm not going to do it. On Tuesday, we've got Blueprints on the first stream, which I'm very pumped to continue. I've loved the playthrough so far. I can't wait to do more runs. Now we're going to have extra steps and stuff. It's going to be pretty good. I hope that you'll join me for that. Then it's going to be Black Ops 6 multiplayer on the late night stream on Tuesday. So that'll be fun. Okay. Wednesday, Minecraft will continue. We'll have a second Minecraft stream for the week. And then Wednesday night is the big night. 2 things are happening on Wednesday night. First off, it's the return of Lego Nights. So if you want to see me start building the Piranha Plant Lego, we're going to have a chill Lego night on Wednesday night. But in addition, the pre-orders for Switch 2 are happening on Wednesday night. So live during the stream, we can stop building the Lego, jump onto these sites, and try to do the pre-orders. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to talk about this in a second. All right, I'll get more information on that in a few minutes. Thursday, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 premieres. I don't know why this is shortened. This should not say that. That's an error. I'll fix that later. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG with gorgeous graphics, supposedly a really unique plot, and everyone seems to be praising this game who's played it, early for review purposes. I'm very much looking forward to playing it on Thursday. And then Thursday night, more Blueprints as a late night stream. Friday, more Claire Obscure, and I'm on the fence. Should we do Friday Night Fights or should we do another Black Ops 6 stream? Because I told you guys I was going to take a break from fighting games. But if you want me to go back to them for 1 week, maybe I will. I guess we'll see what you guys want by the end of the week. Okay? That's the schedule for the week. I hope that sounds good, everybody. All right. Cool. Now, don't worry, because we're going to talk about the whole Switch 2 pre-order debacle in just a second here in its own segment. Okay? All right. I received a $1.76 tip. Someone says the Minecraft ores that you have on the screen behind you are now outdated. You need to update it. You're right. Those are the classic Minecraft ores, right? And then they just recently update it. Like the ores look different in the game. I'm just going off of what the community made because these are community-made animations. So that's what was there. And I said, hey, it's Minecraft. So I tossed it on. I thought it looked nice. But now that we're actually playing the game, I think you're right. We're realizing that those are actually outdated. So maybe eventually I will update it if there's an updated one that the community makes. But I don't have the ability to make those slideshows. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So I just received a $2.54 tip. I get the feeling this is the same person who tipped earlier. And I apologize to this person because I couldn't read your message earlier. I didn't realize they changed the format, but now I can see it. So let's see what they have to say. Hold on. This is a long one, but what are your thoughts on the growing anti-woke movement in gaming that is going on? It feels like they're more obnoxious than the woke people nowadays. They just proclaim any game that their favorite YouTuber grifter deems as woke, even if they've never played it. For me, this mostly stems from people calling avowed woke, but I've never seen anything woke except that you can do a gay romance, but you could do gay romances in Dragon Age and Mass Effect in 2008 and 2009. Why is gay romance suddenly woke and bad now, but fine before? Excuse me. By the way, for the record, that's false. Mass Effect 1 did not have a gay romance. That's incorrect. Mass Effect 2 did. Okay. Why is gay romance suddenly woke and bad but fine before? It feels to me like any game with a black person, a woman, or a black woman in it now just gets proclaimed as woke, and everyone boycotts really good games because some YouTuber told them to. What is woke? Why is it bad? Okay. We've talked about this recently. We have, right? I feel like in life and in human culture, okay, there's this pendulum that swings back and forth, okay? Sometimes it swings all the way over to the right. Sometimes it swings all the way over to the left. And sometimes it lands on a place in between, okay? Currently, with our current political climate and everything going on, the pendulum was all the way on the left. It actually was, okay? But it has now swung very swiftly and strongly to the right, okay? So, what's happening is, you used to have a ton of games that were coming out that had these kind of themes. One of the biggest ones that everyone talks about is The Last of Us 2. The protagonist, Ellie, is revealed to be gay, and she has a homosexual relationship during the course of the game, right? The other protagonist, or you might even say the antagonist protagonist, because she's kind of bull, Abby, isn't a typical woman. She's not a damsel in distress. Instead, she's actually buff, has manly characteristics to her. She can brutally kill guys, right? That's not normal, right? There's actually a trans character in the game who says that they had to leave where they were because people mistreated them because they were trans. All right? So these themes are not themes that are usually in common video games, just to be honest. And what ended up happening was, with Last of Us 2 becoming a giant, massive hit and seller, a lot of other game developers decided to follow suit and put these more liberal themes into the video games. Okay. And it was a thing. It was like a running thing. I feel like people who were making games actually sat down and said, well, how can we follow this trend? We want to be part of this trend where everyone's doing this more liberal, woke stuff. You know, our protagonist should not be a big, roided white male, which most video game protagonists tend to do. All right. We want something different. Let's have a female. Let's not have a bombshell, over the top, supermodel looking white female. Instead, let's have, a minority. Let's have a person who doesn't have that supermodel body type instead. Let's have more realistic, common body types as main characters in our games. Let's have characters that are more story driven, but they're not necessarily superhero-ish. Okay? And you'll see for a good run there, because Last of Us 2 was what, 2010? Excuse me, 2020? It was a good 3-4 years there where this was kind of the pattern. All right? But I think what happens is it goes too far. So, for example, take a look at what happened with Hogwarts Legacy. Okay? Here's a game made by a bunch of game developers that literally are supportive of these kind of liberal things. Like they're 100% supportive of trans people, gay people. They 100% are okay with that. They have characters of that in the game. There's actually a trans character in the game that's actually very positive for the trans community. Like they run the pub. I forget the character's name, but they run the pub, and they're actually well written. They fit perfectly into the story. It's not intrusive or shoved down your throat that they're trans. There's nothing wrong with that character at all. It's great. Well done. Okay? But what ends up happening is the woke mob tries to cancel the game because of J.K. Rowling, the original creator of Harry Potter, basically being anti-trans. And what happens is it kind of blows up to this giant political argument on the internet about this video game, which is just so bizarre. Why can't we all just enjoy the game rather than hating it or loving it for political reasons? Did you even play the game to know if it was good or not? Okay? Anyway, that's just a case in point of something that went so crazy political, right? So I think what happened was things went so far to the left. All of a sudden, culture couldn't take it anymore. They got a bad taste in their mouth. And overall, human culture said, too much is too much. We want to go back to having more balance. But what ends up happening is the pendulum starts to swing, all right, and it hits that middle. And now you start seeing people call out things that are woke for woke's sake, things that are just poor game design, things that look and play horrible and are trying to be sold just because they're woke, right? And I get that. I do feel like there was a year or two there where a bunch of games were coming out that really didn't have much value besides, the main character is gay or, a female with a regular body type and stuff like that. So now we're in 2025, okay? And what's happened is we just had a crazy milestone history-making election where almost all of the American lawmakers in the federal government voted in were Republicans, completely shifting from a left swing to a right swing. The people of the United States have said collectively, we're tired of this woke movement. We're tired of the liberalism. We want a return back to what we consider conservative values and normalcy. And what's happened along with that is online culture has followed it. People who used to feel like they were kind of being beaten down by this liberal movement, this woke movement, are now emboldened to speak up. And people who used to be on the fringe are now in the mainstream. This is the pendulum swinging, okay? So what's happened in 2025, games that have been in the pipeline for many years, the pipeline that was crammed with liberal woke style games are coming out, but it's too late. The movement's over. Culture has turned against it these games are not selling well and are not very popular because guess what? That was a fad that went through, and now the fad, sadly, has swung the other way. Now, by the way, I will say this very, excuse me, matter of factly. I'm not of either side. I'm not left leaning or right leaning. Okay. I judge things at face value. I'm able to tell you guys the truth of the matter from my perspective. And I think that people who are extremely one way or the other way kind of don't get it. That in life, you can't be in a mentality that either you're with me or you're against me, right? Either you're like my greatest ally or you're my hated enemy. To me, I feel like people from all walks of life, from all different mentalities, different mindsets, have to come together to learn to coexist and to help each other out to be successful. It can't just be one way or the other way, my way or the highway. Okay? So when I play a video game, I don't give a shit who the main character is, what they look like, what their background is, what their sexual orientation is, what their gender is, what their skin color is. I don't give a fuck. My question is the game fun to play? Is there a mechanic that's neat or interesting or catchy or addictive? Is there any innovation in the game? How does the game perform? How are the graphics? Is the story interesting and hooking? Is it good? How is the soundtrack? That's the stuff I'm looking for. I don't care about the political stuff in the game at all. Now, there are some cases where, sadly, I do feel that some games go too far. For example, when I played Life is Strange 2, that game became so leftist preachy that everyone in the United States who's white basically is racist, and that's why the two Hispanic main characters get treated so poorly by almost every white person in the game except for one. Every other person is like a scumbag to them, right? I don't like that because I feel like that's a gross misrepresentation and it goes too far, all right? But in general, as long as a game is fun to play, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. I try to judge stuff fairly, okay? But what's now happened is the movement has gone the other way. At one point, it was like hip and what's the cool hot thing? Well, we got to have a gay character. We got to have a trans character. We got to have someone who completely has blue hair, tattoos all over their body, a nose ring, has to talk about 17 different kind of leftist things and political stuff. That's what's hot in games. So we have to have a game like that. And everyone wanted to have a game like that, and they were actually selling. But now that culture has flipped the other way, these games that were in the pipeline for that are coming out too late and are too late for the trend. The perfect case in point here is South of Midnight, okay? I played 2.5 hours of South of Midnight. During that time frame, I didn't see a single thing in the game that's woke. But the main character is black and female. The game takes place in the South and has that Southern drawl and those kind of themes to it, right? Like Louisiana, New Orleans, that kind of stuff. And now what's happening is because culture has flipped the other direction, okay? People are looking at a game like that and saying, oh, that's woke crap, and I'm not going to play it. I'm not, that game's awful. You shouldn't play it either. And it's like, did you even play it? Did you? Because if you didn't play it, or you didn't actually watch someone play it, but you just listened to some idiot online spit vitriol towards it, then you're an ignorant asshole. That game, from the 2.5 hours that I played, was not woke in any way, shape, or form. Just being honest, the game actually was fun and interesting. It had a throwback vibe to games like Ratchet and Clank or Jack and Daxter, kind of combined with some Sly Cooper in there, and even some Prince of Persia. The plot was getting interesting. The soundtrack was completely unique, and I was enjoying myself. But what happened was when I was playing South of Midnight, my audience on my streams told me, Phil, why are you playing this game? This game is woke. This game is crap. Everyone online says that it's just garbage. It's DEI nonsense. How dare you play this game? Don't you see that the main character is black and female? That immediately must mean the game is worthless. And I'm playing the game, I'm like, what? And I called it out. If you said that, you're a bigot. You're an actual moron. You didn't play the game. You didn't judge it on its own merits. You judged it on what some dunce online, some grifting idiot said, because they want to get a big mob angry at this game so that they can get clickbait views and attention. All right? You can have games that don't have stereotypical leads, stereotypical ways to be played. You could still do it and do it tastefully, and the game can be good. But you have to stop being such a pig-headed fucking idiot. Because when you do that, you're just as bad as the people that you're trying to criticize. When you say woke is bad, but then you actually go ultra conservative, you're just as bad as the woke. Don't you get it? But they don't. I feel like people today say, you're so bad because you did something bad, so then you do the equally bad thing just to the other direction. But you did the same thing. It's like fighting fire with fire. You can't. You can't fight fire with fire, right? You can't take an eye for an eye because then we're all fucking blind. But these people are so dumb, they don't seem to understand that. So it just kills me, you know? But that's how it seems to be today. And I think this will continue for a while. What's going to happen is now all these games that were being developed for, in that pipeline are going to come out. They're not going to cancel the games, but as they come out, you're going to get people who are going to come out and be pig-headed bigots about it and say, that's woke, this is crap, that's woke, this is crap, and people are going to just cancel the games and just crap on them. And then what'll happen is ultimately things will change again. Culture will change, and it might be another 5-10 years because it does. It swings back and forth. It does. And I feel like it will. It'll swing back again, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, whoa, look at that. Look at these bigots online. Everyone will agree. And then you'll be dumb to have been a part of that group, and then it'll be just in vogue to go the other way again, I literally was calling this out for years. Didn't you remember? Don't you remember the whole pendulum thing? I've been talking about it for 2-3 years, and now it's all coming to fruition. Like exactly as I described it would too. It's not even like, oh, it's just kind of what Phil said or slowly. No, it's happening at an accelerated rate. Exactly what I said is happening. I've been through it already. We'll go through it again. It's just eras of gaming this has happened. Seriously. The 90s were so bizarre. Everything was ultra violent, ultra sexualized, over the top, attitude era wrestling, video games, comics were all like that. Then all of a sudden, we hit this era where everything became, no, censored, has to be more family friendly, has to be more PG era rated, has to be all this. And then culture flips again. And flips again, and it keeps happening. So anyway, yeah, I do feel like right now, this is correct. I do feel like there are games that are being mistreated and not treated fairly because people are going to come at them screaming that they're woke when in reality they're not. Just because a game has a black character, a female character, takes place in a place that may not be a mainstream location, doesn't mean that it's bad or that it's woke. However, when you get a game set in a historical climate, like, let's say feudal Japan, and they decide to make the two protagonists a female ninja, of which there were probably 3 ever in history, and a black samurai, of which there never was one. There was a person who was a black samurai who was actually not a real samurai. They were just pretending to be, and was basically kind of like a belonging of one of these Japanese leaders. And then you make that the main characters of your game set in Japan when everyone's been asking you to make a Japanese culture-centric Assassin's Creed for over a decade. Yeah, that game probably fucked up. And if you want to call that out, go for it. But for me, ultimately, I don't care about any of this stuff. When I judged Assassin's Creed Shadows, did I judge it for the protagonists? No. I judged it for the fact that I played it for 9 hours and I was fucking bored to tears. The game sucked ass. It literally was boring as fuck. Okay? It was. It was just not good. It was built to be a grindy, boring mess, and I did not like it. At the same time, when I'm playing a game like South of Midnight and I'm having a good time, and everyone's telling me, well, we're not going to watch you play it or engage or support the playthrough because it's woke, and I say, no, it's not. You're a bigoted idiot. I'm going to do that. I have the right to do that. Okay? You want honesty from me? You're in the right place. That's who I am. I'm not going to change. Simply because people want to now swing to the one direction all the way, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you my honest opinions on this stuff. Okay? Okay. You want to rewatch my top 10 racist moments that I watched in the fall? Sure. Sure, we could do that. One of them, I guess I couldn't play at all. One of them is like so extreme that it's not even on YouTube anymore. Yes, that was a countdown from 2010 for the record, 15 years ago. Anyway, let's continue. We have a couple shout outs to do, and then we're going to talk about the Switch pre-orders and Skyblivion. I got a $2 tip from John Flickinger. I'm all for tolerance and inclusion and diversity and liberalism. The only problem I have is when art becomes unrealistic with the Abby arms and the forced shoehorned in diversity and people playing roles they have been playing and whatnot. No, I mean, again, there's a difference between actually trying to represent something or grifting. There is. If you want to have a character in your game and have representation because you feel like they're a part of real human life and it's just natural that they're a part of your game, there's no problem with that at all. Right? None. But when you're Neil Druckmann and you go out on the internet and you say, oh, by the way, everyone who criticizes The Last of Us 2 is a bigot because the only real people criticizing it are people who don't like the fact that Abby's gay, that Ellie's gay or Abby is more masculine, or there's a trans character. That's the reason people are actually hating on the game. So anytime that you buy Last of Us 2, you're sticking it to the bigots, go buy it. That's grifting. That's grifting to the extreme. That's grifting to a dangerous level. That's not only harmful for the gaming climate, that's harmful for society as a whole. And that guy should be called out. And he was, by the way. And he had to publicly apologize for his statements and go back on them. At one point, he said, vote for The Last of Us 2 as the Viewer's Choice Game of the Year to stick it to the bigots. And everyone said, you are rigging the Game Awards, you incredible scumbag piece of shit. And then he had to take back his words and apologize for them. So anyway, there's a difference between actual representation because you want to feel like this is a real human culture or actually trying to grift with it. Druckmann's just a grifter. Anyway, let's continue here. Sylvester Stallone wants me to cut my hair. I believe we have haircuts coming up. Not this week because I don't have any. Maybe next week. Haircuts are coming up. Okay? There's been busy stuff going on. We haven't had a chance to do it. I think I'm getting my hair cut soon. And by the way, I want my hair cut short for the spring and summer. The warmer it gets, the nicer it is when my hair is nice and short. So I will be getting a haircut soon. Okay? Okay. I got a $2 tip. I wanted to clarify that J.K. Rowling isn't anti-trans. She doesn't think trans females are the same as biological females. It's common sense. I'm not here to argue that. I don't give a shit. Nobody cares. You do realize no one cares, right? Like, ultimately, that's the truth. No one really gives a shit. It's just a bunch of fucking idiots on the internet arguing about this, and it doesn't matter. Okay. All right, guys, so we're up to $30 of support so far. We got some tips. We got some super chats. We got one member. No subs. Let's get some subs over on Kick. Let's get that momentum going. Come on, let's do it. Shall we do it? Come on. Let's get that support rolling. All right. Let's talk about the two topics that I want to talk about today. First off, it has been made official. Pre-orders for the Switch 2 will take place. It's weird. April 24th, but not really. Okay? It's midnight Eastern time, April 24th, which means 9 p.m. my time, April 23rd, which is actually Wednesday. So what that means is that during my late night stream of Lego building of the Piranha Plant at 9 p.m., excuse me, I'm going to try to get this console. All right? You can pre-order it at Best Buy, GameStop, Target, and Walmart. Currently, Amazon doesn't have a formal page for it, but I'm going to show you in a second. There is a page for it that people found and think that it's the placeholder. So maybe Amazon will have it too. But apparently, this is when the whole thing is going to be available for pre-order. All right. What I'm going to do is thus. I am ahead of time going to make sure that I have accounts set up on these businesses except GameStop. Why? Because GameStop is doing it differently. They're not doing it till 11 a.m. the next day. And they're doing in-person pre-orders where you have to line up outside the store, which is really weird. They're doing other pre-orders. I'm just not doing it that way. Okay? I'm not. All right? I'm going to attempt to get it through one of these other retailers. I'm going to have accounts set up with payment information already ahead of time. Okay? So, knowing that, hopefully, I'll be able to get in on one of these retailers. Probably at like 8:58, 8:59, I'll start refreshing pages to try to find out which retailer's page will launch first. Get in, add to cart, pre-order, check out, go. Will I get one on Wednesday night? Well, you'll find out live as I attempt to do this on the stream. Okay? So, first off, here is the Amazon page. Okay? And people found it. It says placeholder console 2, Nintendo Switch, currently unavailable. All right? People found it, and it's not, obviously, it's not live yet, but people are assuming this is the page for the Switch 2 on Amazon. It's just not there yet. Okay? But each business has their own placeholder page. Here's Best Buy's. See? And there's your pricing. Here's Target. See? Walmart. They're saying they'll deliver by 9 a.m. on launch day, which is kind of interesting. So there you go. So it's going to be interesting. Oops, I'm going to show you that in a second, actually, because that's the next story. Will I be able to get a Switch 2? I don't know. Basically, I'll have a few chances. You know, I'll try everything. I'll try Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart and try to add to cart and check out and see if I can get one live. All right. Now, if I don't get one, hopefully there'll still be some means to get one. I do have the Nintendo account, and Nintendo said that starting May 8th, they're actually going to try to offer Switch 2s direct to people who are Nintendo Online subscribers. I don't know if I've qualified or not. I am one, but I think it was something to do with you had to share your data on the console, and I don't know if I even do that. So if I don't, I'm screwed. I don't know how it works. So we'll see. So that's coming up. Now, all of the accessory prices have been increased, including, take a look at this, how insane this is, all right? These are the new amiibos that are coming out along with the launch of the Switch 2. $40 for the Kimberly amiibo. $40 for the Luke amiibo. $40 for the Jamie amiibo. You do realize these amiibos are tiny little figures that are made of plastic, and they don't actually do anything. For example, I had the Wolf Link amiibo from Twilight Princess, and if you put it onto your Wii U pad, it would give you meat in Zelda. That's it. That's all it did. These Street Fighter amiibos, I believe all they do is they do something to do with your avatar in the single player part of Street Fighter 6. They don't give you any kind of competitive advantage in the game. They don't give you anything of value. Okay? So, are you going to pay this much? Here's the other new ones. The Zelda ones are $30, as you can see. Sidon, Riju, Yunobo, and Tulin. Those are the 4 heroes of Breath of the Wild, which is hilarious that they were completely forgotten about and written out of the sequel. I found that hilarious. Yeah, so $30 each. What will they do? Who knows? Probably give you like some arrows or something. What do you need them for? You don't. They don't do anything. Okay? They're not statues. They're not high quality. They're tiny figurines. Do you believe me? Do you need to show you? Guys, this is an amiibo. It's a tiny little plastic figurine. Okay? Now, it does scan into your Switch using a chip that's in the base. This is it. This is all it is. It's not super high quality. It's okay. It's decent, I would argue. But does this look like it's worth $40? You want to know the truth? This isn't even worth $5. This probably takes 50 cents to manufacture. Over in China, by the way. Made in China. Yep, says right on the bottom, made in China. Which is why the prices are skyrocketing on amiibos because of the tariffs that we now have in the United States. $40 for an amiibo that takes 50 cents to manufacture. Seriously. The tariffs. You know what I find really funny? Nintendo manufacturing stuff in China. Are you aware that for the longest time, China and Japan were like heated enemies in history? These companies absolutely hated each other. And now Nintendo, who claims that everything they make is better than everyone else's stuff, that they are, culturally superior, that, you know what I'm saying? They're xenophobic, that now they manufacture all their shit in China. That's just funny as hell to me. Anyway. So, yeah, that's not worth $40. That's not worth $30. I would argue that's where I would probably pay $5 and be like, okay, that's worth $5. This is like a knickknack you would buy when you're at like on a vacation. Like you go to Disneyland and you go to their souvenir shop and you buy a little figurine. But when you're at Disneyland, okay, you're getting a souvenir of your trip. Like it's supposed to be like, oh, I went to Disneyland and I bought this figure of Mickey. And whenever I look at it now, it reminds me of this awesome trip I had to Disneyland with my family or my friends or my significant other. That's the significance of buying a souvenir. This is not a souvenir. This is a figure that Nintendo is making 70,000% profit off of because you're an idiot. Okay? They laugh at you behind your back when you buy this. Make this clear. Do you really think that the people at Nintendo of Japan think that this is a good investment or has any actual value to the consumer? No. You know what they say? Oh, let's get our happy, fun money today. Our zany, our zany fantasy money from stupid idiots. Let's sell these little figures that have no value and watch the profits roll in because they're so stupid. No, I didn't buy this. This came for free with the Wii U version of Twilight Princess many years ago. I did not buy this. I've never bought an amiibo, and I never will. They're completely worthless. Like, I can see, all right, my absolute favorite character of all time is Kirby. So I went and I bought the Kirby amiibo, and I have a collectible in my room, or I have a setup, and I put it behind me in my setup, and that's, okay, you bought the one. All right, that kind of makes sense. Maybe if you play Street Fighter 6, your favorite character is Jamie, and it's the only character you play, and that you want to have a little collectible of Jamie, and you spend $40 on that collectible, all right, maybe that makes sense. But make no mistake, those amiibos will sell out. Those amiibos will 100% be sold the fuck out the moment they go on sale. Idiots will run and spend $40 fucking on a tiny little figurine like this. It's just it's a weird thing going on in human culture right now. Anything collectible is overpriced. I talked about it on Smart Guys the other night that the WWE cards, that I have over there, they cost $70 a box now, $10 a pack. That means $250 a card. It's a piece of cardboard. It's not even like a figurine that has value. It's a piece of cardboard, $250. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. And the thing is, again, just like we were talking about the pendulum swinging back and forth, this changes in human culture. Sometimes collectibles like this are very valuable. Right now, they're at an all-time high. And sometimes they just completely die out. For example, in the 90s, all collectibles were super expensive. Cards, comic books, figurines. Remember troll dolls or wishnicks, they were called in some cases. Cabbage Patch Kids. Remember Tickle Me Elmo? Remember all that shit? And then do you remember in the 2000s, the whole market? Beanie Babies. Anyone remember Beanie Babies and how they were valuable? And then in the 2000s, the market crashed. And all of the physical collectible stuff was worth absolutely nothing. It all just went to flea markets. People were trying to sell it on eBay at pennies on the dollar. No one could make their money back because no one wanted it. And now here we are, 20 years later, and human culture has flipped again. And now everyone wants this knick-knack tchotchke shit again. For some bizarre fucking reason. I don't get it. And then what'll happen is it'll change again. It will. It will flip again. Within another 10, 15 years, none of this will matter. You'll see stacks of these piled up somewhere. No one will care about it. It's just very, very odd human nature. It really is. All right, guys. Well, I guess my hair's all sticking up again. I'm going to have to brush it. I don't know what's... Yeah, look. Our final story for today that I would like to cover. All right. So we talked about this last week, okay, that it has leaked that an official Oblivion remaster has been made and might shadow drop as early as tomorrow, okay? It might. We might actually see a shadow dropping Oblivion remake this week. And if that's the case, and you guys want to see me try it, I might have to, shuffle my schedule around a little bit to at least give it a shot. I'm not going to do a playthrough of it now, but maybe just play it once and see what it's like. But the makers of Skyblivion, a modder group who's basically modding Oblivion to work in the graphics and the world of Skyrim, essentially, okay? They've come out with an official statement. Here is that statement. God damn it, this sucks. Okay, that's not the statement. Here's their official statement. We've been following the buzz surrounding an official remaster of Oblivion. As dedicated Elder Scrolls fans, we are incredibly excited at this proposal and sincerely hope the information proves accurate. The glimpses we've seen look fantastic, and we eagerly anticipate the possibility of experiencing a modern, professionally developed return to Cyrodiil. Bethesda has always been supportive of community projects like ours, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. As a PC mod, a console release is impossible for us. So the remaster presents a wonderful opportunity for console players to re-experience Oblivion, something our project could never directly provide. So, in summary, in other words, well, in the past, Bethesda never stopped mods, so hopefully they won't now. However, Bethesda's now owned by Microsoft, so I think that they may be way off base here. And then they're saying, well, our mod will never work on console anyway, so this whole Oblivion remake that they're selling will still have an audience even if they allow our mod to come out. Do you want to know the truth? I think that they are vastly underestimating the level of danger they are in right now. As I said last week, if I were them, I would be crapping bricks that they're going to get a cease and desist order from Bethesda any day now, if this rumor is true about the official remaster. Anyway, continuing on. We want to emphasize that there is no need for comparisons or a sense of competition between Skyblivion and a potential official remaster. Literally, there will be side-by-side comparisons the moment that they're available. Skyblivion is a labor of love. Oh, sorry, I skipped a sentence. Both projects can exist and thrive together, offering unique experiences for players. Skyblivion is a labor of love built by a dedicated community for the community, offering a distinct way to revisit Oblivion within the familiar framework of the creation engine. Similarly, an official remaster would undoubtedly bring its own set of advancements with the full funding of a development studio. We see this not as a conflict, but as a fantastic opportunity for Elder Scrolls fans to have even more ways to enjoy the classic world of Cyrodiil. That entire paragraph is cope. It's all coping, and it's very bad coping at that. We extend our gratitude to our incredible community for their unwavering support, enthusiasm, and patience throughout our development journey. Your passion fuels our dedication. We also want to cheer on the talented game developers and at Virtuos and any other teams potentially involved in bringing an official Oblivion remaster to life. We recognize the immense effort and artistry that goes into such a significant undertaking. Ultimately, 2025 promises to be a remarkable year for fans of Oblivion. We're confident that players will be true winners, having the opportunity to experience both a community-driven reimagining and a professional modern version of the beloved game. We look forward to sharing more about Skyblivion's progress soon as we approach its release later this year. So, here's the thing, and here's my take. I wish them the best. I hope that things go according to their plan. I do hope they get to release Skyblivion, and I do hope that it does get a whole bunch of support. But Bethesda is owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft are a bunch of corporate suits. And Microsoft, if they put all this time and money into getting an official remaster of Oblivion made, there's absolutely positively no way that they're going to allow someone else to use their IP, even if it's a mod or not, because it's going to take sales away of their official remake. It just is. All right? If you can get Skyblivion completely for free on PC, right? And let's say Skyblivion actually is better than the official remake, why would you buy the official remake? Can you name one reason why you would buy Oblivion Remastered on PC or console if Skyblivion is free and just as good, if not better? And Microsoft ain't going to let that fly. In my opinion, I'm seeing it. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you know Microsoft better than I do. I see a cease and desist in the future. Being honest. Because let's be honest, the Oblivion remake is probably going to sell for $40, if not more. But I would say minimum $40. Right now, you could probably buy Skyrim at a huge discount, right? And that is what you're going to mod to play Skyblivion. And it's probably going to be cheaper than that. And most people probably already own Skyrim anyway. We're going to play, Skyblivion. So they're not going to buy it again. As opposed to the Oblivion remake needs to be fully purchased. So, yeah, I'm being honest. I think that they're in trouble. I could be wrong. In fact, I hope I am wrong. How about that? I actually legitimately hope that I am wrong about this. I hope that Skyblivion comes out and we can all enjoy it. The Oblivion remake comes out and we can enjoy it. Really. But I'm not feeling too positive about it. I hope that Microsoft doesn't screw them, but I mean, you're talking about a decade of work down the drain, and they have the legal right to do it. That would suck. FF9000, thanks for a highlighted message on Kiki. Says, Happy Easter, Phil. Happy Easter to you, FF. Okay, so folks, that's what I got for today. Let's do some Q&A right now. All right, to end the show, let's see what's on your mind. Please tag me in the chats, the various chats. Here, I'll type into the Kick chat. You. And let's get some support. Right now, we're at $30, which is a fifth of our goal, but let's do better than that. Let's at least get to 50 before we start with Minecraft. So that way we're a good chunk in. How about some subs? We have 0 subs on Kick as of today. Let's get some subs over on Kick. All right, let's do it. No, I'm not going to a midnight release for Switch 2. Things are good, Alexander. It's very good, actually. I had a great couple of days with my wife, and I'm looking forward to a great streaming week with all of you. Oh, Oxel, no. I have not turned on ray tracing in Minecraft. I don't have time. I'm serious. I keep telling people this. I just don't have time to fuck around with stuff. I already stream and work enough. I don't have extra time to be in this office messing around. I just spent 2 days with my wife because we needed to have date time together. I spent 0 minutes, literally 0 minutes of the time of my last 2 days in this office doing anything. And now that I'm here, I'm going to be streaming the entire time. I don't know how to enable ray tracing in the game. So no, there's no ray tracing on. Unless it's a quick fix or easy thing, I'm probably never going to have ray tracing on. I'm not playing Java. I'm playing Bedrock because that was the one that you enter the codes into to get the Minecraft movie stuff. I'm not playing Java. People keep saying, "Oh, everything's easy to do in Java." I'm not playing Java. We're doing Bedrock because we wanted the Minecraft movie stuff. No, I don't have any tattoos. I already said if the Oblivion remaster does drop, I'll probably test it out because it's on Game Pass, but I'm not doing a playthrough of it now. We just played it 2 years ago. Subway has a Doritos footlong nachos. They do? All I want to do is look at the menu. I can't. It literally won't load the menu. Here it is. Oh! Oh! Did you guys see this? A footlong cookie? A dipper? What the fuck is this? Look at that. So they take a footlong piece of cardboard and they put Doritos in it, and then they pour random toppings on it, and then they sell it to you. Ugh. What is that? A footlong cookie. What are these dippers? What? Tender chicken strips draped in a melty American cheese and rolled up into 2 6-inch pieces of pillowy lavash wrap. What the hell is lavash? This is nasty. Oh. Look, all they do, they just open a bag of Doritos. They literally do. They open a bag of Doritos of your choice, and they just put toppings on it. The cold-ass rubbery steak. They just toss some cheddar cheese. They put, like, some tomato. Oh, no. Welcome to America. Anyway, thank you to Guitar Player. Guitar Player has gifted our first sub of the week over on Kick to get some momentum going over there. Thank you, Guitar Player. All right, let's get that on the leaderboard. Excuse me. Like I said, excuse me today. I'm going to be probably doing that to my throat because I'm all gunked up because of allergies. and I apologize for that. It was actually worse over the weekend with my days off. It's starting to get a little better today, actually, but it was pretty bad. It's just food. Why am I making a spectacle out of it? Dude, they literally are going to take a piece of cardboard. They're going to take a bag of Doritos. They're not cooking anything. They're going to open the bag of Doritos and go pour it into the cardboard. Then they're going to take their cold ass fucking steak that's like 14 years old that tastes like rubber. They're going to toss that in. Then they're just going to take their old ass vegetables that they probably cut 7 days ago and have been in the fridge. And they're just going to go, buh, buh, buh. And then they're going to take bottles of sauce and go all over. And then they're probably going to heat it in a microwave. And then they're going to hand it to you. Here's your foot-long nachos, sir. Please pay us $14. Do you not get it? Like, there's no cooking. They're actually not cooking anything. They're not actually making any food. It's all mass-produced, pre-processed garbage shit. And then they're gonna charge you a lot of money for it, too. Do you think that's cheap? That's gonna be over $10, a foot-long nacho. I guarantee it. Yeah, Subway, eat shit. That should actually be their slogan. Subway, eat shit. Why not? Right? I think so. Uh, but you guys have said maybe in the future I should do a DSP tries it on Subway. Maybe I would. I don't want to do it now. Like this week, I think we should either do Wendy's or Chipotle, and then maybe after that we do the one I didn't do, and then we do a marathon. But after that marathon, maybe we should do Subway just for the hell of it, because I have not had Subway since 2017. I'm serious. That was the last time I ate Subway, and I've heard that they've changed their menu and everything. Maybe it's good. I don't think so. I don't think it's good. I think it's going to be awful, atrociously bad. But maybe it's worth a shot to try, right? I don't know. Maybe we should try it. I don't know. I received an incredibly generous $20 tip this morning. It is from Guitar Player. Thank you, Guitar Player. Great $20 tip. I appreciate all your support this morning, Guitar Player. Thank you so much, man. Very generous of you. Biggest tip of the day by far. That jumps us up to $55 of support, so we're more than a third of the way to our goal for today on the Minecraft stream. Thank you for getting us there. I appreciate that, everybody. Okay. That was it. I've never played RuneScape. I don't know anything about it. I really don't. I don't know anything about RuneScape. Mr. Papavera is here. He says, my favorite Subway is a BLT with extra veggies and toast it. My favorite used to be the chicken bacon ranch. No, I take that back. It was not the chicken bacon ranch. The chicken was flavorless. It was the Subway melt, which if I remember, isn't that turkey ham, melted cheddar cheese, bacon, and then whatever condiments you would get. So I would get it loaded with like lettuce and tomato and peppers and like everything you get, any kind of veggie you could get, I would like get on there. And then I would do salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, and ranch. It'd be like ultra loaded. So that one, once ultra loaded, I thought was okay. And then they would melt it. Remember, they would melt the cheese and everything in the little oven thing that they have there, right? My hair's sticking straight up. I gotta fix it. Bothering me. What else? Italian BMT can be good. Italian BMT, though, I ate it unhealthy. I used to get it with mayo, and I used to get it with a lot of banana peppers. I don't even know if they still have banana peppers, but the banana peppers used to be good on that one. Spawn Killer did a $2 super chat. He says the Doritos Nacho is $5. So you want me to get it, don't you? You guys want me to get that if I order? But how would that be delivered? I don't know how they would deliver that. Like in person, I can see them doing it. It's just a piece of cardboard they just pour the shit into. But how would you get that delivered? I don't know. Delivery nachos are no bueno. It doesn't even matter if you get delivery nachos from a really good place. They still suck. They end up being usually like melted, soggy, yucky. Dark Viking says, if you want an RTX mod for Bedrock, I have one that's free and the install is just launching it. No complicated installation. Well, I'm not going to have it in time for today, but I mean, I would like eventually to do it, but it seems like it's not an easy thing. It's not it's not in the installer, right? Like, it's not in the launcher. It should be, but it's not. No, currently I have no plan to do any custom maps or anything in Minecraft. Minecraft for me is doing my own world, building up from scratch like we've been doing, you know. That's what we want to do. Try to get, my own world built, self-sufficient, resources, etc. I have no plans on doing custom stuff yet. Oh my God, excuse me. Oh, sorry, everybody. Disgusting belch. Okay. Yeah, you can shoot me an email, Dark Viking. I'd like to get it set up maybe later this week when I play Minecraft again. Procmaster, happy birthday to your uncle. What is a stargazer pie? I've never heard of it. What's that? I only see a stargazy pie. I don't see a stargazer pie. Doesn't come up in search. Never heard of it. Will I go see the Minecraft movie in theaters? No. Based Alvarez is going to have my points back. No. I don't know what you're talking about. Server is Snake over on Kick with his highlighted messages. What Dragon Age Veilguard was Dragon Age Veilguard woke? I think it was. I don't know. I don't think I got far enough in to figure that out. We know that there's the whole pulling a barv situation that happens later in the game, but I never got that far. The game sucked, so I never got that far. I missed 2 messages of yours. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's not. I can't possibly catch every message. I do my best, but I'm human and I might miss some messages, and I apologize if I do. I haven't seen any of the marketing for 28 years later. I've seen both 28 days and 28 weeks later, but I haven't seen any of the marketing for the new one. I wonder how good it is. Yes, Jasper runs up to us when we come home. Yes, he does. Nope, I have not seen Oppenheimer. No, the AC is not installed because today it's cool. Look at me. Today it's cool. It's only like 40-something, 50 degrees and cold and rainy today. So here I am wearing fall attire again. The weather can't make up its mind. Oh, man. All right. I think it's time to end the show. Ugh. Particularly because I know we want to do some Minecraft stuff today. Obviously, we don't want to just gab all day. But I know you guys like the podcast. You like talking when I first come back from break. So thanks to those who chilled with me here today. Thanks to those who supported the stream. I appreciate you. And let's end it for now. So tomorrow, remember, abbreviated podcast tomorrow. It will actually be pretty short. Probably only roughly a half an hour. Just basic stuff, talking about how today went. And any game news real fast. It's going to end so I can do my Wrestlemania Super Show tomorrow, FYI. So I hope that you guys will join me for it. It should be a good show. It should be fun. And it should be a lot to talk about. All right, guys? So thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you'll join me for the rest of this week. 6 straight streaming days of fun. Thank you all for all of your support and excitement. I will see you tomorrow for an abridged show. Peace out. Have a good night. And if you're going to watch it, enjoy day 2 of Wrestlemania.